You're looking confused.
I'm John Iflin. I'm with Winco. I'm the product manager for the transfer window. I guess I'll show you how to use the system. So on every room there's a wall-mounted keypad, and the ones with the interior have 5 buttons. The ones with exterior only have 3 buttons, and the functions are the same for every room. So if you press button 1, the exterior windows go up. If you press button 2, they'll go to 33%, and button 3 brings the exterior windows down. On the interior windows, if you press button 4, it'll bring them up, and if you press button 5, it'll bring them down.
And you can press multiple buttons at the same time. It will, whichever the last button is pressed, will override the rest.
And then
which comes to the important feature, which is the lockdown feature.
Yep. So also on there is the up, down, and stop buttons. If you press up, they go up.
And that's all in the interior as well as the exterior.
And then if you press down, they'll all go down instead.
Interior and exterior. If you press stop, it stops everything, interior and exterior. If for any reason something were to go wrong with any of the shades, the simplest thing to do is to call us and we'll take care of it. And if you're worried about it damaging, you can just use the security interface here, release this, open up the window, and then the simplest thing to do, rather than starting to mess with the shade, potentially damaging, fraying it, or doing anything like that, you can literally just unplug the shade. I'll wait for John to roll it back up. And if you unplug the shade, either the power or the data, it probably doesn't matter. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, it won't.
Then it will no longer operate. So you just go up here, grab one of these little cables, disconnect it. So now it's hanging loose, the wire. And because it's hanging loose, it will no longer receive the signal. So now if John presses down on everything, this one won't respond. So that one's going down, this one's going down. So if you wanted to disable the function of one of them, you would just unplug a wire. The suggestion would be, just from a security standpoint, to leave it in the down position when you unplug it, and then it's just down. And then give Winco a call and we'll address it. So, but that shouldn't happen. That's just a worst case scenario.
Just in case.
Are you guys local?
I am, and we have another technician that is. His name's Patrick. So yeah.
So if we get off track, are we allowed, can we just open it and then just fix it?
If it seems like a really simple thing and you'd like to just do that, sure, go for it. Yeah.
So only pertaining to this type of window, what about those ones?
Exact same interface. It's just a security driver bit. And we can leave you with some of these, I guess.
Yes,
we should
please.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just unscrew and
then
do
just
that.
snap it. Oh, he has a latch. I mean, hinges, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of a cool interface. So it's called a ramp clamp. You'll see that this right here is on a 45-degree angle. And what that does is it squeezes the 2 frames together and keeps the compression from allowing it to fall off. And you don't have to worry about self-supporting it. It hangs on the hinges there.
This one's out of track. Yeah, so this one is out of the track.
Okay, this one.
So yeah, exactly. So if
Can you show us how to fix it?
sure. Do we have a ladder?
Ladder would be helpful.
I seen a ladder in the rooftop. You want to get it?
No.
I'm afraid of heights, but I'll go get it.
You don't need to do that.
I'm gonna go find a ladder real quick.
Okay. So now that, we
So it has
we
a
normally
different
don't give
sizes.
John power tools.
That is true.
Yeah, so if you unscrew it too far, then
Do you mind putting the shade up real quick?
There you go.
Press
Oh, I
on.
think the problem is this guy's
Yeah,
too
can
far.
you just
Yeah. I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this year we put these little black pieces in there.
Yes.
Just in case it did go out of the track, it would kind of help it stay back in there.
Yes.
Some of them were too long though, so we've been trimming them down. I guess we didn't get to this one.
They should have made the fabric a little wider, so it doesn't do that.
That's the purpose of the track, that it stays in. It also
Just
Okay.
right over.
Do it again.
If it was like that, just
Okay.
put it right in. And then if you operate it, it should stay in.
And then you just.
So when you unscrew these, so you don't do what John just did,
Okay.
don't unscrew it that much. And then.
So pretty much like couple seconds.
Well,
or until
yeah, you can
it
just
lights
see
out.
until it goes a little further. So then you can go back in there. And then see, oh, here's the other washer. It's kind
If
of a
you use,
funny
like,
thing.
a
It's a
hand
squirt.
one, you can just like literally 6 or 7 turns and you're good.
It should be good.
The other one's at the top.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Oh. Okay.
So, see if I get it here. Getting every possible thing here.
Oh, okay.
There we go. So now we're in. And are we caught on anything?
I think I'm capable. But if I'm not, I will call your grocery stores.
Yes. They,
The steak is very expensive, so.
the steak is okay.
But it's possible, can I get that little bit though? The security drill.
Yeah, definitely.
I will,
And
yeah.
they're
well,
only one size, right?
Yeah, I'll give you this one when we leave,
Okay.
but then, but we can bring some more for sure. Here, let's address everything over here. So on this one, the installers pinched the wire, so we can fix that. The installers also have not put the cover, the snap trim on. So we'll address both of those things right now. So let's start by fixing the wire. So you see how the wire is kind of caught right here, that thing. Let's see if that's enough. Sometimes I kind of push the screws over to the side like this, see if it gets enough.
Okay.
Again, you really shouldn't. This is a maintenance function. So here's the wire that feeds through.
Okay.
And you can see here, here's these 5 wire nuts that are the connections. That should never really be visible. So all I did was just push the wire back in.
Okay.
Boom, there it goes. So now the wire has disappeared into the appropriate cavity. I'll close the window back up. Right, notice how I'm not like really torquing down on these screws.
Yes.
You don't want to strip the security screw heads out because they're really difficult to replace. So that by design. So this is just a cool little raceway that's extruded and has these 2 little neat ends. You can see them that snap on, and that just is designed to just go right in there. Usually you use a mallet, but we don't have a mallet. I do have my hands though. And it should just be heavy, yep. And that's that. Same thing here.
There goes our punch list. We wanted to add it to our punch list.
All right. Hands as mallets. All right. That's it.
Oh.
Take that off Capital Glass's punch list, I guess. Okay.
999 more to go.
No, I think at this school, this whole school's been programmed, right? We'll be back in another couple of weeks just to do a
Okay.
final like run
Walk
through,
through.
but every single keypad should be functional.
Okay.
Every single shade should be working. There probably are some things like that around the school that people need to run back around. Yeah. So, but
Awesome.
yeah, but that was it.
Did you know all of that was going on in here? This was like the perfect demo room.
Yeah, this, I know.
Right?
Are you sure you didn't rig it?
I'm positive. It just walked right there.
Out of all the classroom here, you picked the right one.
We try.
Cool.
Well, at least now
Serendipitous.
I know. I was too sketchy about opening it to see, just in case if I need to.
Yep.
If I can do it in less than 1 minute, maybe, you know, other than calling you guys.
Mhm.
Now I know I'm capable of doing it, so it'll be fine.
You have the power.
Thank you. Are you including that battery?
No, you what the?
But if it's something small,
You guys don't
like
need
it
to
just
let
came
that
out of
go.
the trash,
Yeah,
you
we
literally
don't. Thank you
open
very
it,
much.
put it back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if there's something wrong with the roller, then that's not on me, I'll call you guys.
Yeah, if there's something really wrong, if it's not responding,
Yeah.
you know, to
If it
the
just
the
stops
signal,
moving.
if it stops moving, if you know something's bound up or there's a big problem, yeah, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah. But generally speaking, the first middle schools we did a lot of the installation of the shades and the brackets in the field.
Okay.
And so there was a little field error, field conditions, whereas these, we actually set all the limits at the factory in St. Louis before everything came out. So just the level of quality control has been a lot higher. And I think we've seen that as we've gone around, that you know everything's been a lot tighter than it was.
Okay.
Don't anticipate having many issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that we may come back and do that's been recommended by Tony McMillan, he's not real happy with the wires and their proximity to the shades. And as much as we've pinned back the wires as best we can.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think the concern is basically that over time, it might fray the side of the shade, it might create a problem. So we're working on a solution for that, and we're going to try it out at the original middle schools. Basically, it'll just be a U-shaped cap that pins the wire back to the frame.
Okay.
You need, the struggle is you need a little bit of flexibility, right? Because you have to be able to unplug and replug when
Yes.
you need to get in there. So we're hoping to kind of thread the needle of what might work.
What if
So-
you put like an insulation or those plastic insulation, what they put in the automobile?
Well, I think at this point, it's not going to damage the wire, but it might damage the
And the
shade.
shade.
So, yeah, so the skinnier we can keep it, I think the
Oh,
better
I see.
off it'll be.
I get it.
Yeah, so we may be in here before school starts just to run around and put a U-shaped cap on every single wire.
Okay.
Which would be a big job, but I think, you know, if that's what, you know, can address that concern and keep, you know, everybody happy. And also, like, it looks like a nice finished product, but then it's like, what are those wires doing hanging there? So that's like the one thing that, you know, we're not Tesla, you know, we don't have unlimited R&D, but we could probably find a plastic piece to use to keep that a little neater. So.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. And thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Roy, right?
Ray.
Ray, I apologize, Ray.
No, it's okay.
And
A lot of people
Sarah.
call me
Nice
names.
to meet you guys again. And Sarah, can I get your email?
Yeah.
Maybe